This is my reaction to Sydnie Christmas performing Believer, originally by Imagine Dragons. Let's commence.
One of the biggest joys of being a judge on Britain's Got Talent is watching the huge variety of amazing acts compete to win a spot on this stage and perform in front of the royal family. Over the past 18 years, I've watched thousands of acts audition, but nothing quite beats having your own golden buzzer act go on to win. Since that night, she's released her debut album and she's about to embark on her first ever headline tour. It is the best feeling in the world to introduce her onto this stage tonight. Please, would you give a huge welcome to the absolutely fantastic Sydnie Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sydnie Christmas. It's been a minute. We're at the Royal Variety performance here. Ladies and gentlemen, this young singer, she was absolutely astounding the last time I checked out her performances for Britain's Got Talent, the competition that she won back in 2024, ladies and gentlemen. It just made all her dreams come true, I'm assuming. You heard the stuff she did there, releasing an album, going on a headlining tour, and also featuring here at the Royal Variety performance on the stage. The epicness of the song kicking in. Imagine Dragons, their song Believer. I did check out a version done by Sandaru Sathsara, doing his version of Believer on my channel. This is Sydnie Christmas right here, ladies and gentlemen. This lady, she is utterly astounding when it comes to the singing thing. Let's see what she did with this one. Let's go.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired, all the way to things have been. The way that things have been. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I could be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea, oh, the master of my sea, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the James Bond vibes coming through on this song, huh? That vibe, it's very James Bond-esque is what I'm saying on this track. Imagine Dragons, they're an awesome band as well, ladies and gentlemen. But Sydnie Christmas, just that tone in her voice, it's just a different vibe already. Just, to guide us into the song. She's just absolutely giving us a different vocal feeling to start the track off. But we know her vocal versatility is absolutely stunning, ladies and gentlemen. Already I am captivated. And I mean, she's going to absolutely launch here, ladies and gentlemen. I am assuming, because, that is what she does. She launches that voice of hers into the stratosphere and she just absolutely impresses everyone within earshot. That is what she does casually and easily. Let's see. Let's go.
I was looking from a young age, taking my soak into the masses, writing my poems for the few that looked at me, took me, shook me, feeling me, singing my heartache through the pain, taking my message in the veins, speaking my lessons in the brain, seeing the beauty through the my love, my drive, it can fly. I'm fine. You make me a believer, believer. Last things that last by the grace and the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking for a point where I can feel I can pause without it being an issue, but Sydnie just keeps singing wonderfully. You know what I mean? These vocalization skills that she's just, displaying on the stage. I couldn't find a spot, but then I found a spot, ladies and gentlemen. This young singer, she is just utterly immense. She has a stage presence here that is just absolutely coming through in this performance as well. The certainty of her voice, ladies and gentlemen, it is not buckling under any sort of pressure. Her voice is just absolutely rising to the occasion here with this performance. She is such an immense singer. The talent that this lady has, it is so clear to hear, ladies and gentlemen. There's this old school vibe that she just, she connects with. You know what I mean? She just absolutely, the way that she performs these songs, it has this way of taking you back to days long since past, ladies and gentlemen. In this performance here, ladies and gentlemen, the strength in her voice, the wonderful, wonderful tone in her voice, the dynamism of her movement on this stage. What a performer she is, ladies and gentlemen. Just sheer brilliance.
Getting my brain up in the cloud, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown. But they never did, never were flowing and hit it till it broke up in the rain now, right now. Babe, you made me a believer. Babe, you break me till you feel me a believer.
That was just wonderfully epic, ladies and gentlemen. The Royal Variety Performance Show, absolutely blessed by the presence of one Sydnie Christmas. Just stunning talent on display by this young singer, ladies and gentlemen. She is so utterly memorable, her voice so utterly unforgettable. And for this performance here, ladies and gentlemen, there was a calmness about it. You know what I mean? That calm before the storm vibe. And then the storm was just her wonderful, wonderful vocal ability. A vocal presence that just absolutely, counts. Every time she steps on a stage and grabs a microphone, she makes it count, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what she did with that performance. That was just wonderfully impressive stuff for yours truly. The audience appreciating it massively, ladies and gentlemen. Every single facet of that performance, just so utterly skillfully performed. Such, professionalism, such awesome ability exuded by this wonderful singer, ladies and gentlemen. She is so utterly impressive is what I am saying. When you watch Sydnie sing, when you listen to her music, you just know, ladies and gentlemen, this lady, she is one that is gonna stick around. She's gonna utterly stick around. And with talent like that, what else do you expect? She's gonna continue to be utterly brilliant. That performance there, that was phenomenal stuff.